Well, hi everybody. Thanks for joining us again on Logistics Executive TV. This is episode number 4 in a series that we're running on the video production industry. And in this particular episode, I'm joined again by our co-host to run us through the journey of video production, whether it's on socials or it's online or whether it's video production for television. I'm joined again by Rob Schreiber, who is an award-winning producer, director, who is Elliott. Rob, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Kim. Thanks for having me back.
Brilliant. So we've covered a range of aspects of video production and making an impact for our audience, if they're amateurs or professionals or whatever they like to position themselves as for telling stories, storytelling online. And then today I really want to talk about an area that's not that well known to me, and I'm sure most of our audience, is about the post-production and audio design when you're doing a production. So first thing is I want to know is how much of the story is, when people are doing a production, how much of it is written and how much of it is comes into effect in the editing suite?
Right. Okay, so good question and a great topic. I love post-production.
Yeah.
Yes, you can rewrite the entire thing in post-production, just about.
Okay.
So of course, and there's two sides to it. If you're talking corporate or just more social stuff, a lot of that just gets written. You go out and capture stuff, you go into the edit suite and you just sit there and create.
Okay.
Right? Same with functions. Bigger budget productions, television commercials, will have a storyboard and a script that has been signed off by the agency and the client.
Yep.
Now, I mentioned this before, as a director, when you are shooting that storyboard, once you've done that and everyone's happy and signed off on that shot, then you want to do something a little bit different. Add something in a little bit more, take a little bit out, add a little bit more in, whatever it may be. And that gives you options when you get into the edit suite.
Okay.
And I've often sat, because I work as an editor as well, I often have sat with directors and they've sat there and said, okay. And I said, yeah, well, now we've cut the storyboard. What do you want to do?
Yeah.
And they'll go back and say, hey, let's look at this shot and let's change this and let's change that. And then it gets created. Then you present it to the client and they might go, oh, wow, this is great. You know, or they might say, well, hang on a minute, this is different from what we signed off on. Okay. So you want to deliver that signed off. Here's your storyboard and your script and storyboard, and then you give them a creative.
Then you can work it around.
You give them also a creative option that you've come up with in that.
Let's talk about audio, and in particular, the way audio can be used to get a final product or to create a certain emotion or perspective within a shoot. Give us 60 seconds on audio and how you misuse it. I know you could speak on it in a week.
I could talk for a week because, as you know, Kim, I started in audio.
Yep.
Many years ago, I had a big career in audio. I was head of Department of Sound on around 60 feature films. And then moved into post-production sound, and with the advent of Pro Tools, which was non-linear. And that'll be a good one for people under the age of 40 if they know the difference between linear and non-linear editing, which goes across picture and sound.
Not me.
But it's a good one. Now, obviously, sound has an absolute critical role in the emotion that any production is showing. I mean, obviously, things on TikTok, yes, once again, even on TikTok and on Instagram Reels, sound can play a big role on what you want your audience to feel. We all go to the cinema and we all sit there in the cinema and have these big booms and explosions or gusts of wind. The music comes in, it's a somber piano piece, you feel sad. Yep. So right down to the sound effects that you're using, to the music that you're using will create an emotion in that viewer. Now, and that also has to match the picture that they're seeing.
Yep.
So a sound designer is a critical piece of the puzzle.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't have a sound editor or producer, but I'll be taking on board all of this.
Yeah,
So that
well, somebody's got to choose the music, right? So, I mean, here we are, we're on a podcast. Do we need music for a podcast or a sound effect? Well, maybe if we cut to something, we could put an effect in, or we could cut to something that requires some sound to invoke that emotion.
Okay. So I want to wrap on this with a quick grab, 60 seconds from you on this part of storytelling about what mistakes do people often make in regards to editing. What would be a couple of things that you would point out to the audience?
Okay.
Watch this on editing.
It's good. There's a lot of things that can go wrong.
Yeah.
One
couple of them.
Well, yeah, okay. I'll start off with the science of colour. Lesser inexperienced people won't know anything about this, and they don't understand that if you have an image that's blue and then you cut to an image that's red and then you cut back to blue, you've confused the viewer's brain, because a blue image is cold and it makes the brain think I'm cold, or that emotion of cold. Red is hot, makes you feel warm, right? Makes you feel excited. So if you're cutting those back to back, it's confusing the viewer. So they're immediately going to go, oh, this is making me feel uncomfortable. I don't want to watch it. And that's the type of unconscious feeling that viewer's going to have. So that's a big one right there. The second one, again, is composition. Now, composition is huge. And I've done a whole 10-minute episode on composition online. And it talks about all the different things and the way that it can be used to make a person feel uncomfortable, to evoke an emotion within a feature film. And Stanley Kubrick did that a lot. Okay, he was the master of
Clockwork Orange.
Space Odyssey. He used it in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was the one that he really got into that, and he used central framing. Okay. So composition is a big thing, because a well composed shot will draw the viewer's eye in. Their subconscious will be drawn into it, whether they like it or not. It's the same with a beautiful piece of art. You're drawn into it, and that's something that also can be done in editing, because you have control of where you place that image, how you cut images together. So once again, very critical, and it's a mistake that can be easily made.
Brilliant. Well, I think that's a good way to wrap the episode as part of the storytelling, that post-production side. So again, thanks, Rob. Rob Schreiber, award-winning producer and director. I think you've done over 300 movies, haven't you?
I don't know about that many.
Over the years. I've read it somewhere in your bio. But anyway, thanks for joining us. Rob,
thanks, Kim.
Good, from Who's in Elliott. And join us again shortly, folks, for episode 5 for the series on video production, Behind the Lens. Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.